Am I crazy? Maybe. So I do have my UFO update for this week. So on the wall behind me are my All-Star block of the week. It's going really, really well. We've done 7 blocks so far, and a lot of you have sent in some of your pictures, so I'm going to post those up here in a second so you can see them. I'm not putting names with them. I'm not doing that because some people don't like their name to be public, and that's totally fine. So I'll just show you some of the viewers' blocks. They're gorgeous, every single one of them. I love seeing the pictures because each block looks a little bit different depending on your fabric choices and your placement of your fabric. So really cool. These are all of mine behind me. So this coming Saturday will be block 8. Then the following Saturday 9, and then there'll be a break for the puzzle mystery quilt, and then block 10, and then the finishing instructions. So we don't have that much longer to go. So I'm really excited about this. This quilt is coming along very nicely, and I'm really excited to be sewing it with you guys and see all of your progress as well. So that's my progress. Let's see yours. Great progress, everybody. Thank you so much for sharing. Please keep sending those pictures in, and I'm happy to share them here on my blog. Okay, so if you guys remember, I think I showed you last month the chocolate covered cherries sew along that I'm doing with the Cherry Pit fabric shop out of Tennessee. This is the next block. So that was block 1. This is block 2. So this is January through December of this year. So it's going to be a while before that one's finished, and I like that they're nice big blocks because I'm doing so many other projects right now that take a little bit of time. Those are going together really, really fast. I think that took me 10 minutes so that with the cutting and everything. So that was really nice to have. So that's the update on that one. I did get my next Piazza puzzle mystery clue 7. So these are both exactly the same. Oops, upside down. So that's what these look like this month. And this is the K facet fabric line, and I am not a K kind of person. I've always wanted to make a quilt, but I never knew how to cut it and everything, so the Cotton Cuts picking this colorway was perfect for me because they're telling me how to cut it, or actually they cut it, and all I have to do is sew it together. Now some of the fabrics in this aren't very contrasty, so I am really interested to see how this is going to come out. These 2 fabrics here, they're actually 2 different fabrics on the, well, I'm holding it upside down. That's supposed to be the bottom of the block, but they're kind of blending in a lot of the blocks that we've done. So it'll be interesting to see how this goes together, and once it's together, if you can see more contrast once they're paired up with whatever they're going to get paired up with. So I am liking it though, and I like that I'm trying new things this year. The chocolate covered cherries block, those are definitely not colors that I would go into a quilt shop and pick out. So I'm happy that I signed up for that one. So yeah, all right, so that's some fun stuff. And then I, in the meantime, have gotten block 9 of the Designer Mystery Block of the Month from Fat Quarter Shop. This one was called Sandcastle by Joanna Figueroa. She designed this block. Very pretty. This one was not hard, but it's one of those blocks that takes time because there's a lot of pieces and it was kind of complex. So this block took quite a while for me, and usually I can sew blocks up real fast. So that was interesting, but I really love the way it came out. It's so pretty, and those colors. Ugh. And then coming up this week is the Pastry Shop Block of the Month. The next couple of blocks, so I hope you'll check those out. Here's a quick little preview of them. They're blues, so I was really excited to get this month's. That video is going to come out later this week, and I'll show you how to sew those up if you're sewing along. Then I have just a few quick, and I can't remember if I showed these, so I apologize if I did, but I'm doing a quilt. It's not really a quilt along, but the pattern is written where a shop could sell it as like a block of the month kind of thing, because this pattern, it's called Joyful by Corey Yoder of Coriander Quilts. You guys know I like Corey Yoder. It's not a secret. I'm using her Sun Washed quilt line. The pattern is called Joyful, and the way she wrote it is that she broke it into doing so many of each block. So a shop could turn it into a block of the month. I'm just doing this on my own because I like the pattern. So this was one of the blocks, which is the whole pile of Ohio stars. I know I've shown you guys those. I'm not sure if I showed you guys these. This was the next block. It was a friendship star. So there's a whole bunch of these in different colors. And then here's a couple of the bigger blocks that are really pretty. This fabric, this blue fabric, and the pink that was in that one has little bumblebees on it. So they're just adorable. And then here's another big block. And I think I've only got, if I remember correctly, and I could be remembering it correctly, I think I've only got 2 more different big blocks to do. And not just one of each. I think there's 2 or 3 of each. So I'm getting there. So this one is taking me longer than I thought, but it's not because it's hard. It's because I've had so many other things going on that I haven't been able to give this really attention, because this is just a personal project. It's not sewing for another company or things like that, or tutorials. It's just something I'm doing, but I'm really enjoying it. I'm really enjoying the blocks. They've been great. Her instructions are always wonderful. And of course I love that fabric. So I think that's probably one of my favorite fabric lines of hers ever. And that's pretty big because I like almost all of her fabrics. So here are my Socialites blocks. I know some of you are doing the Socialites Sew Along from Fat Quarter Shop. This is Socialites 2, I should say. Now I had caught up, I think as my last UFO video, I had everything caught up. I am once again behind. You know, there's just some things when you have weeks, they have to go by the wayside, and this is one of them because, again, it's a personal project. It's not something I'm sewing for you guys or for another company. I think I've got 2 to catch up, and probably by the end of this week I'll have 3 because I'm going to be gone at the So Yeah retreat, which starts tomorrow. I fly out tomorrow. I'm very excited about that. So I'll be gone when that comes out, so I'll be another week behind. I'll catch up eventually. It's all good. No worries. But I'm really looking forward to the retreat, and when I come back I'll tell you guys all about it in my next UFO video, and I'll show you some of the projects I worked on there, some of the fun things we did. Maybe I'll have some pictures if people allow it. So I'm really excited about that. So the other thing I wanted to show you, which is the new project, because I know I needed another thing to do, right? Is I started a new project with my good friend Sean, the guy who sews right here on YouTube. He and I have been buddies for quite a while. I met him at the very beginning of when he started his channel, from his very first post. Somehow he posted on one of my videos, so I went and checked out his, and he had literally just put up his first video, and we've been talking ever since, and he's just a really great guy. So if you don't know who that is, I'm going to link to his channel down below in my description box, and you can go check him out. But I'm sure probably most of you already know who he is because he's so awesome. All right, so anyway, we started a new project together. I was on his channel yesterday. He does a live on Saturday mornings, and he calls it Brekkie with the guy who sews. He's Australian. And we decided to start this new quilt together. We had talked about this when we did Vlogmas this last year, because both of us were getting the Cotton Cuts Advent box, which was full of batik fabrics. And we said, oh, wouldn't it be cool if we both took the batiks we got together, did the same project, and see how they came out differently due to the fabrics that we received, because we didn't receive all the same fabrics. We received some of the same. So we were sort of going to save those batiks for this project, but he used some of his for something else. I used some of mine for something else, and neither of us got really enough variety of color to make this, because this quilt requires sort of a rainbow of color, and I got a lot of yellow, if you guys remember, and I got a lot of like dark colors. I got a few brights, but mostly dark, so there wasn't enough like variety to make this. So I found and I don't have it. Oh, I have some of it right here. I found another fat quarter bundle of batiks that I had, and this, ooh, dropping stuff. This isn't all the colors because I've taken some out and ironed them already, and I've got some of them prepped actually to make the blocks. But I found this other batik bundle that I had in my stash for a while that was very rainbow, so I pulled that out, and I'm using black batik background. Sean is using solids. He loves solids, and I think his is going to be gorgeous. So he's using solids that he had in his stash in some black background, and we're making this quilt called Express Yourself. It is a free quilt pattern from Riley Blake. So if you are interested in this pattern, because I think it's beautiful, I will link it down below. You can make it with whatever colors you want. You don't have to make a black background. I know a lot of people don't like black. You can make it with white and other colors. You can make it with gorgeous, I can see this with floral prints with white for the spring. I think that would be beautiful. Now this quilt is sort of on the smaller side. It's only 48 by 48. And I think it calls for 16 blocks. So I'm probably gonna, I have this whole fat quarter bundle. You only need fat eighths. So I could either make multiple of each color, or what I might do is just use a bit of all my fat quarters, and I think I have 25 or 28, and just make more blocks and make the quilt bigger, because I'd like to have a little bit bigger of a quilt. And on top of it, I might make the borders a little bit bigger, because there's several borders, there's 3 borders, just to make that quilt a little bit bigger, because little tiny quilts like that, I don't have little bitty kids anymore, and the ones that I have use the quilts as capes. So I don't want to make a really small quilt anymore. I want to make a bigger one that can go on a bed, or you know, at least when you're sitting on a couch, wrap around you. So that's probably what I'm going to do with this. But you can make it your own. But here's the first block that I've done. And I really love the way it came out. It's really pretty. The black really makes these fabrics pop. So I'm very excited about this. So I'm going to be showing you updates on my UFO vlog of this quilt. Sean's going to be doing the same, because he has a UFO vlog that he does every Sunday morning. And then once we're both all finished, which we gave ourselves a timeline, but we're not necessarily sticking to a tight deadline in case he gets behind or I get behind. I'm more likely, because I have so many things going on. And once we're both completely done with the quilt top, we're going to come together, and he's going to come on over to my channel, and we are going to show our quilt tops finished. So I hope you'll check out both of our progress. Like I said, Sean's a great guy, and if you don't know him and haven't been over to his channel, you should. You're going to enjoy it. He does pretty short videos for the most part, except for his Saturday morning live. So they're really quick and easy to get through. If you just need something to listen to while you're sewing a block or something like that, go check him out. All right, guys. Well, I think that's about all I have for this week, which is definitely enough. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you when I get back from my retreat, and I can't wait to make the next video and tell you all about it. So see you then. I hope you have a fabulous week, and take care, and happy sewing. Bye.